earlier this week I was watching, I think it's Spencer Sakurai's video when he done a little kind of cinematography breakdown of him lighting a VR type, not quite commercial, but just some cinematography practice, which inspired me to do the same. And I had an idea that I wrote in my kind of journal, book, whatever, to actually do one of my Xbox ages ago. And when I saw that, it kind of sparked the memory. Yeah, let's do that. So I actually have some rough notes here of a few shots, a wide shot, close shot, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to do a little bit of cinematography breakdown today, as I haven't done one in a while, and I thought let's get some practice in. So hope you enjoy this cinematography breakdown. So I was going to wait until it gets dark, but then I realized it gets a little bit more difficult with like reflections and stuff on the glass doors there. So I'm actually going to do it in this kind of evening time. It still kind of matches the vision I had, but essentially shots I want to get, it's kind of a wide shot of me doing nothing on my phone or something, a close-up shot of me going to pick up the controller, coming back out wide again, I think. I really should have like properly storyboarded this, I guess, but yeah. And then after the wide, go into a tight of my fingers in the controller, another shot of me on like a close-up, my eyes, the concentration kind of thing, and then back on a wide, I think. Yeah, something like that. Not so much on like the whole shot, that's not what I'm going for. It's more just the lighting of it, how I'm going to do that. So for the kind of RGB vibe that I'm going for, I have the 4-foot Nanlite tubes. One's going to kind of be bouncing in the room, giving me a whole kind of a green tone just throughout the room, and have another one flashing on me, which is more going to be like the TV. Because I'm not actually going to show the TV in the thing, but I'm just more going to do it through the tubes to give that lighting on me. And then this here will be the key light. But I think I need to put the other softbox on, because this one is just massive. Like I could literally fit inside the softbox. It's so big. I didn't realize it was that big when I ordered it, but they do say the bigger the sauce, the softer the sauce. So yeah, we'll see how I like this bit. So let's get straight into it, I guess. So I haven't actually set anything up yet. I've just put my monitor in front of me so I can kind of see what the shot looks like. So just from the start, what we need to change obviously is the key light needs to be hidden. And I don't like how there's all of this spill on the wall here. Obviously white walls kind of things can be hard. I do have a crate on it, so I just need to angle it down a bit more, just so it's not coming over so much. I need to add a little bit of fill on this side. I think it's this, like the roll off here from the highlights to shadows is quite harsh. This practical will be turned on, and then yeah, just take out all of this kind of stuff in the dining room just so it's a bit darker. So I'll probably, what are we on now, 50% power, so yeah, I'll probably put the ND back on so I can darken off all of that down the bottom of the room. Bring the light, or not, I can't really bring it closer. Yeah, I'm gonna put the smaller softbox on, bring it closer so it's more top down. And yeah, let's see what we get from that. I really wasn't joking when I said the softbox is massive. Like, just to prove it to you, I'm gonna get inside it now just to show you how big this thing is. And there we go. I think I've got the first shot dialed in. I'm probably going to bring up the exposure a little bit just because of what I learned from my last video. You can see here, overexposing is good for this camera. I think it's a little bit off. If I show you how I've stacked the camera, because it's no longer on the tripod, because let me get this. So I literally have it on my Nanlite box, on top of a pillow, on top of a load of books, and on top of a tin of biscuits. Because where the tripod, where I wanted the shot to go, where you are right now, obviously there's a sofa there, so I can't get my tripod there, and I'm not really looking to reorganize the whole room. So yeah, currently doing this just so I can get this shot here, put it back on the tripod after. So this will be the kind of like a medium wide. You can still see the depth in the room. I'm going to put the haze on in a second, even though I think due to like the cine bloom that's on there now, it's kind of giving it that halation effect already, from you can see from this light up here. But yeah, the first shot is pretty much ready. So yeah, in order, I'm going to go kind of a neutral, just daylight lighting like this while I'm scrolling on my phone. Then I'm going to go to like the gamer setup. So I'll grab the controller, turn the Xbox on. When that turns on, the RGB colors come on as well, so it's a bit of a contrast in the scene, even though it's the same shot. So I'll do that. I'll get everything from this angle, I'll get everything from the other angles, but yeah, we'll go through it step by step. Okay. This is way too much haze. I'm gonna have to wait for this to kind of leave. Okay, that's as good as we will get it for now. I can see the camera is kind of sloping, so I'm gonna need to straighten that back out. And then I still don't like how harsh this light is, just seeing it here. Or am I just super Sony? But yeah, that's what cinematography is. Solving problems. So let me see, what shall I use to soften this a bit more? So the softness, the highlight roll off my head is dramatically improved. We are now, I think, level, but there's not enough power. I'm already at 100% because I just put a sheet over that light, or over the softbox, just to get it a lot softer. So now I need to expose more. So what should we do? We turn, we are 1.8 640 ISO. Yeah, let's turn in D down. Okay, what are we at? One stop over. I do want this to be dark. After a lot of reshuffling, moving things around, change the lens to a bit wider, so we're at about 27mm, I think. I've added in a little bit of a fill light here, but I don't like how you can see that. So let me just move that there, just to give me a tiny bit of fill on my face. Yeah, okay, I mean, we're still very much underexposed. I remember when I was going to shoot this while it was daytime. Yep, well, it's night, and now we can see everything in the reflection. So, exactly what I didn't want to happen has now happened. However, it should be okay as long as I don't cross this bit. If anything, I'll just mask that a lot darker. I'll just, in post, bring down the exposure completely over there, just so that little orange glow is still popping. Actually, I'm gonna make that brighter, but yeah, this is why I didn't want to do it at night, because now you can see the light reflection there. You can see just me. So yeah, oh well, let's just shoot this now. Let's get it done, because I've put all this up. So let's shoot the sequence. Enjoy. This is the day that the Lord has made. Okay, so we're on 11%, so let's try and get this done before the battery dies. It is the next day. Got to about 10 o'clock last night. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not packing this away. I'm not going through this. I'm just gonna dump the footage, go to sleep. But yeah, overall, I think it went quite well. Obviously, you've seen it now from first impressions. Like, it did get quite accurate to. I did get it quite accurate to where I wanted it and the aim I was going for. There were a few things that I would want to change for next time, but for the first time using like RGB lights and doing something like that, quite pleased with how it came out. I would have preferred to do it with someone else, so for some of the shots I could get more movement as opposed to being on a tripod. Obviously I've added a little bit of movement in post, but it's just not quite the same, just to kind of break them down. But before I get into that, I'll go through the equipment that I was using again. Just I don't think I did go through it quite clearly before. So the main key light, as you can see here, this was the Nanlite Forza 300. The 2 RGB tubes that I was using were both Pavotubes, the 4-foot ones. The main RGB kind of filler light, which was the green, that was the Pavotube up on the stand. And then I had just another one standing right in front of me that was flashing all the greens. Then in the back, I just had a small little practical. I think for lighting wise, that was all I used. I was shooting on the Sony FX3 with for most of the shots, it was the 35 1.4, and then for the wider shot, I had the 17 to 28 Tamron, just for that first, no, just all the wide shots of me. I think, is that all the equipment I was using? The haze machine, that's just a standard haze machine, and yeah, didn't need any neg, didn't need anything else. So yeah, those 3 lights, FX3 and a couple lenses, and yeah, so let's get into the breakdown of the stills. Let's break down this wide. So the medium wide, the colored one, that one, what I would change from that first off is doing something about the reflections. Obviously in post I have darkened it out, which you can see on the right, the mirror. I've darkened the window just so it's not as obvious where the reflection and light source is coming from. But in future I would just do something about that, like while I'm shooting, whether it's putting like a neg board down there, just something to black it out, rather than doing it in post, because it never looks the same. Like, it does look unnatural kind of thing, especially if you've seen it before. So that's one thing. Another thing, I would try to control some of the spill. Like, although I wanted the kind of RGB kind of flooding the room, making it look like a typical gamer who has like RGB lights everywhere, as you can see on the wall behind me, like, it's spilling everywhere across the room, which I don't like as much. So I would prefer just to have that. And then also the practical I had at the very back of the room, that small little orangey red glow, I would just move that because it looks almost pointless. Like, it's just, why is this random dot there? It was just to kind of show a bit more depth, have a few more practicals at the back, but I should have just put like an actual lamp there or something, just so it's not just a random dot. And if we go to close up from down below of me gaming there, now this still I really like, just because where I have actually pulled the still, I do have the pink RGB from the Nanlite Pavotube that was in front of me, which was flashing all the different colors. So for that, I would probably keep it from, I know you can't do it on these Nanlites, but if I had better tools available, I would change the colors. Instead of just doing a full RGB like spiral going through all the colors, I would try limit it to like 2 or 3, just to get them kind of flashing, to make it more realistic as a TV of you playing your Xbox, because it's not just a random kind of array of colors. But other than that, I'm really happy with that shot. You know, you got the depth of my hands showing the layers there of my face obviously in focus. You can still see a little bit of the L of the room. So yeah, we do have that bit of depth there, so I'm happy with that shot. And then lastly, you know, but before I actually get the RGB lights on, so the close-up of me turning the Xbox on, the vision I had in my head, which I just couldn't execute because I was by myself, was to still hold it on that shot a bit longer, but as soon as the controller turns on, all the lights come on at the same time. And I tried to kind of portray that in the edit by cutting straight back to the wide with the lights on, but it's just not quite as seamless as I would have liked. So next time, yeah, again, if I had someone to help me, as soon as I turn the controller on, I would turn the lights on, just so it all syncs, just so it's more relevant, because it almost looks like we're going here, normal lighting, turn the controller on, suddenly there's this RGB lighting, but it's not. Doesn't quite connect the way I wanted it to with the controller, if that makes sense. One last thing before I do finish, and it kind of adds on to the same still with the controller, and you can see on my hands, the kind of highlight roll off is quite harsh. You know, going from that highlight area to the shadows is quite harsh, and I should have massaged the light a little bit more for that close up. But then that kind of sprung the whole concept of, wait, I'm in a dining room, like a dining living room, kind of just chilling. Why is it so dark in here? So that's something else I would change, just to bring the overall ambience of the scene before the RGB came on, just because it was a little too dark, a little too moody. When you think of yourself kind of chilling, watching TV in your living room, it's not usually that dark unless, you know, you like it dark. But more times than not, when you do think of someone just relaxing in their living room, watching TV, it's a little bit brighter and just the overall ambience. So that's something else I would change, just to up the exposure or up just the lighting from the overall kind of standpoint, just so it's not so dark and so moody. But yeah, back to the close. If you have any comments, any criticisms, any way I can improve, I'm happy to hear it down below. I'm not gonna cry if you say anything bad. Like, just let me hear it. Obviously always looking to improve, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So if you have got a lesson, laugh, or a light bulb moment from this video, I'd really appreciate for you to drop a like down below. If you're feeling extra nice, you could hit that subscribe button. But with that being said, I'll catch you next one. See ya.